Hey everyone, we have one astronomical hurricane season going on here in the Atlantic region. Uh, Currently, there are three named hurricanes, and I'm going to talk about them in this screencast. Uh, so we'll just go from right to left. We have Katana, it's heading towards Veracruz right now. It's Category 1, 70 knots, 80 miles per hour. Could definitely cause some flooding and devastation in this area of Mexico. Um, Irma is also a very concerning hurricane. And it's heading right towards Florida. It's already taken out some of these islands. It's hit. You can see it's over. I believe this is Puerto Rico right now, Dominican Republic area, and it's heading towards Cuba. So if you're in Florida, this is a time to get out. I know there's evacuation orders, and just follow those. Have a plan. Get out. I'd be on the first plane out of there. Just leave everything. It can be replaced. Um, this guy's still far enough in the Atlantic that if you're on a major landmass, it's not a huge threat to you. But if you're on one of these islands, it could be heading your way. And I know you just got hit by this Hurricane Irma. Uh, so so that's that. Um, Another thing I want to just talk about is this Washington Post article on Rush Limbaugh. He did say on his radio show that this is fake news, and it's really important for you to know, or if you have family or friends that are believe that these storms in the Atlantic are a product of a liberal conspiracy, and that you shouldn't heed the evacuation orders. Um, Intervene, get them out. This could kill people. Uh, so I'm not going to go too much more into that um, beyond the fact that it's just dangerous. So uh, it's okay uh, to have your own views on the media, but when it comes to science, this this is based on fact and a scientific method. And while there's uncertainty in these forecast models, um, they're there for a reason. And the people at the NOAA are experts. You have thousands of climate scientists uh, who are make recommendations for evacuation orders. So heed those. Have a plan. Get out. How is this uh, hurricane different than the one that just hit Texas? Well, that one was more of a rain issue, and this one is more of a wind and storm surge. But the rain's still a factor too. They're just not going to get 40 inches, at least not under the current models. So here's the tropical winds speed probabilities we can see, and you can see this dark purple area is that Category 5 area, and this just is astronomical because it shows how long this storm has been at this high power, and it's on track to break a record for being the longest Category 5 hurricane in the Mid-Atlantic. So it could go in, hit this part of Florida, and just wipe everything out with those wind speeds of 180 miles an hour. And then you have storm surges greater than 1 foot, and then rain in the about 1 foot band, about a foot of rain. So, on the coast, water's definitely an issue if you're in Miami, and so is wind. So this is just a horrific hurricane with lots of power for devastation. But it's not just going to flood your house with, um, 3 to 4 feet of storm surge and another foot of water. It's gonna wipe it out. 180 miles an hour of wind will just take a house off its foundation and and break it into pieces like toothpicks. it's not something to be trifled with. Looking at some forecast models, let's see here. We can get a better idea of the track of this storm. We can see the low and where it is going to slow down. So the closer it gets to inland, its power is slowing down a little bit. Doesn't mean it's not dangerous, right? As it comes up the coast here on its most probable path right now under current forecasts, it could slow down to a Category 3. That's still 100-mile-an-hour winds, still very, very dangerous. It's just a notch down from 180-mile-an-hour winds, which is essentially double that. You can also look at this 250 millibar wind stream forecast, and as we just run it into the future, you can see it coming right off the coast of Florida into Georgia, and then starting to dissipate as it goes inland on Tuesday. So we'll run back. Looks like it's going to hit as early as that's Saturday, September 9th, 1800 hours. So, again, get out. It's Thursday. There's time to evacuate. I know people are already evacuating, but if you're on the fence about evacuating, get out now. Best case scenario, this storm, it's unlikely at this point, shoots off into a trough out here, back into the Atlantic, and doesn't destroy property or your home, and you evacuated unnecessarily. But take this seriously. It's not a liberal conspiracy. It's going to devastate Miami and Florida if these current models come to fruition, which they most likely will. So have a plan. Make sure that plan is to get out of Florida if you're there, or any of these other evacuation zones. Don't hang out. And we'll see what the rest of the hurricane season brings. Hope that helps. Bye.